steps in plans I've laid. Back to the bunker where the truth won't bend. Water and food where the road might end. Bug out bags by the door, stand tall, prepared for the fall. Yeah, prepared for it all. Generators hum, a comforting sound. Blackout nights when chaos surrounds. Seeds in jars, yeah, we're growing life. Homestead and strong in a time of strife. No high-tech wires, no web to roam. Resilience beats the world unknown. Hands in the soil, hearts in the fight. Staying ready every day, every night. Back to the bunker where the truth won't bend. Water and food where the road might end. Bug out bags by the door, stand tall, prepare for the fall. Yeah, prepare for it all. Back through the bunker where the truth won't bend. Water and food where the road might end. Bug out bags by the door, stand tall, prepare for the fall. Yeah, prepare for it all. Prepare for it all. When central power rules the game, when thoughts controlling freedom's name, when the governed lose to government might, tell me who's got the wrong kind of Reich. He builds his cars, he mines the stars. No gulags for critics, no bureaucratic charge, no youth brigades chanting his name. Yet somehow he's taking all the blame. 1930.
Great day. It's a it's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. Yeah, unscheduled live stream. I want to thank you guys for showing up. Hey, what do we got? Catitude first, West Virginia Pappy. Number 2, William Smith. You were the turn. We got Tim Huth, we got Laszlo, we got show Intel, Matt Hamas. Nick Easy showed up. Let's see. Oh man, it's gonna be a bad YouTube day. Yeah, I mean it is what it is. It is what it is. Hi. Um, so I decided to do this live stream like 15 minutes ago, completely unscheduled. It's just this whole there's something brewing here in the United States, and this is not a doom and gloom stream for everybody to be like, oh my God, but there's some stuff that is brewing underneath the veil of contempt for this whole situation that dealing with the Charlie Kirk assassination. Tim, thank you very much. Sounds like, oh, you know why? It sounds like I'm distant because the microphone is way over there. Thank you, sir. I'd have done the whole thing with, is that better? Is that better? Audio is not 5 by 5. Okay. I know it's better. It's gotta be. It's gotta be better. It's definitely gotta be better. Definitely, definitely. Okay, so there's, like I said, there's like this, the water, on the political scene, just like this clear glass. On the Eastern Shore, they call it slick cam. I don't know why, it's just what they call it. I think a positive movement as well as a way. Nick Easy, yes. Is the mic on? Yes, the mic is on. I'm watching the little thing on my screen go back and forth, so I know the mic is on. but still not usually. Okay, give me 1 second. I think I might know what it is. Sometimes my microphone jumps sources, but thank you. Deanna says I sound perfect, so ha ha ha. I'm going to check it anyway. I'm going to check it anyway. Redo, remove filters, properties. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's set to default. It's set to default, guys. Let's see. That should be my Chromium microphone. Now, how does that sound? How does that sound? Does that sound so much better? Ooh. That should definitely sound better because it's definitely to the microphone and it's connected to the interwebs. Go! Thank you, Tim. Appreciate you. I'm gonna sign you up to be my technician. Okay, so with all that said, there is like this undertone that we can't quite put our hands or that we can't put our hands on. We can't reach out. We can't just like that's it. That right there, that's it. That's what the problem is. And it's more of like a feeling that is resonated, you know. West Virginia Pappy says unemployment going up rightly so. Okay. Um but it's like this more this feeling that's resonating with people that they're just like when the vice president of the United States goes on to a dead man's channel. This happened yesterday, if you guys didn't know this, on Turning Point, and talks about the man, eulogizes about him. I know how to do a eulogy license. What movie is that from? You guys have to know. Anyway, you googly. I know how to do a you googly. Um, But when the vice president of the United States of America goes onto a dead man's channel to eulogize about him and talk to his friends and talk about the things that are going around in that sphere, you know what I'm saying? This should speak volumes. It should be so epically clear to people that there's been some stuff that's like this silent battle between the left and the right and this silent battle between, you know, what most people would consider to be, you know, like normal American lifestyles and the DEI crowd, you know, the purple haired freaky people, way too many rings in their faces, people, you know, skinny, really skinny jeans, dudes, you know, lacking complete masculinity, run around telling people that they should like be, you know, unaliving people. Um, the nation is kind of done with it. The nation is kind of done with it, and we find ourselves going to that point where. Good morning, Rose. Good to see you. We find ourselves going to that point where. Am I in top chat again? I am. I'm such a turd. I'm gonna go ahead and live chat that. And guys, quick admin note: I will not be here on Thursday, so this is my live stream for the week. I will still be doing a live stream tomorrow night. I'll be interviewing a gentleman who runs a preparedness company out of the United Kingdom tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Good morning, Ian. Good to see you. But sorry, I had to throw that admin note in there because the girlfriend was telling me, "Hey, did they know you're not going to be here Thursday?" Yeah, we're gonna be headed down to the property in North Carolina. We got to go check that out, take care of a couple things down there. Anyway, um, good morning, MJ. Mr. J. Alrighty then, Canada. Good morning, Canada. Um, you guys are sidetracking. I'm saying good morning, but you keep doing you. I love you guys. Anyway, up until the time that they assassinated him, it's just been this business as usual attitude. This kind of like you yell, we yell, you know, you burn things down, we stand vigils. It's been kind of like that. It's been kind of like that. But something happened. Something happened. A switch has been flipped. And you know what? I am going to do that. We're going to go with 5 super chats. There we go. 30 minutes, 1 hour. All right. Thank you.
and we're going to go ahead and start that goal because I'm not going to be doing one on Thursday. I'm not going to be doing one on Thursday. So, um, but there's been a switch that is flipped, and it's very evident. It's very evident that people in this country, I'm sorry, but not just in this country, in the world, in the nation, I'm sorry, in over in the West, as we call it. The West is the United States and, Canada and, what do we got? Like the UK. That's all considered like the West. Tim, thank you very much. Guys, make sure you guys give Tim a thumbs up, guys. Greatly appreciate you, bros. Greatly appreciate you. Um, but and if you guys want a question answered when you do that stuff, like Tim just did, then type it out or something. Do that stuff if you want to, because that's kind of like the whole idea behind those old super chats, like getting the guy's attention and he answers your question. But I mean, you guys know I'll answer your question anyway, regardless. Anyhow, so I mean, this is kind of a global phenomenon that's happening where the switch has been flipped, and it's not really just like the spark that lit the fire. That's not really what it is, because this fire has been from for the poobah. Oh, that is a possibility. I mean, it's in the room. It's in the room, but I don't know who would take me seriously if I went to the poobah. Alrighty, just popped in. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate it. Damn Canadians got to pay even more money. You guys seeing those numbers? A whole $1.99 more just to click a button. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Um, there is a there is moment cat. Oh my God. I knew Catitude had to pile on. Catitude had to pile on, didn't you? You just had to do it. That is your modus operandi. Anyway. But hey, here's the funny thing. Has everybody in the live stream actually like hit the thumbs up button? You know what I'm saying? Just hit that thumbs up button, and because that's what brings things in, and also the chat rates as well brings people in. But getting back to the seriousness of the situation, there's people out there that want you to believe that there's just like this slick surface there, but underneath there is a raging river of people. Show Intel did it. Son of a bitch. Now I have to hit the uh Ian, you're killing me. I can't believe you brought that crap up, man. Don't forget the like button. Thank you, Show Intel. Appreciate you. It's hard to be serious, man. It's hard to be serious. All right. So for those of you that are not familiar, ah, ah, let the memes begin. Not you, Nick Easy. I appreciate you, bro. So make sure everybody's giving these thumbs up to people. You know what I'm saying? It's the minute. It's Oh, that's right. I forgot. I can heart these things. I'm heart that, and heart that, and heart that, and heart that. And everybody's got a heart and a thumbs up. Okay, so yeah, rip Charlie Kirk, right? But here's the thing, guys. There's an undertow. There is a raging river that is it's scarily gaining momentum. I did a lot of, after if you're on the member side, you guys would have seen the members only video that I did about the way people are talking, and some of the things that we should not be focusing on, in my opinion. In my opinion, there was lots of talk about another shooter and all sorts of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? But there was also a lot of talk about like civil war versus revolution and what could do this and and what I'm seeing is there are there's a significant amount of very significant um, social media developers that are literally coming out and saying, bring it. We're talking about people that have like 1 million followers. They're like, bring it. They're brandishing their firearms in videos, saying, bring it. They're saying stuff like, I'm no keyboard warrior. You might want to be aware of what you're doing. There was even one that actually said that we needed to that the government needed to have like a day of like fight. Like let's just have like a day and let's just go. Let's bring it on. Let's do this. And we're going to squash this once and for all because the people are so very tired of the DEI initiatives of all of the headed where I know let's thank Ian for it. um they're so tired of all of these things, and what is happening is this is like it's like a rolling boil, you know. We know you're serious and you are comfortable in the community. Got you, Rose. Thank you. I thank you. Who's the meme maker? I want to say I wanted to say it was Ian, but I can't remember if it was Ian or Patrick. I can't remember. One of you two did that shit. Um, Patel is being questioned at Capitol Hill. Right? Yes, show intel. I was watching that. I've been watching that since 9 a.m. when it kicked off. And I can tell you that the minority leader or the what is it? The number two guy in that particular council. Um, I need a hat. Um, he tried to talk down to Patel, and basically Patel had said, "Hey, say what they're trying to do is they're trying, and let's not get sidetracked from this subject, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to say that Patel is not doing his job, that he's just a podcaster, that he's not qualified to be the director of the FBI, and every time he opens his mouth, he shows them that he is." That he is the director of the FBI, that he is completely qualified, that did have 16 years of service prior to being prior to writing his book. You know what I'm saying? The guy basically led the counterterrorism task force. But anyway, but there's an undertow, and what I don't want people to do is get caught up in it. It's extremely dangerous, and I'm not gonna dad you guys about this. But I've been doing some research, and this Kirk anger, you know, uh, Charlie Kirk was digging at this anger forever, and these stupid people went and turned him into a martyr. I saw conversations yesterday on different channels, very prominent channels like Fox News type channels, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Millions of followers, and they were talking about how that it was great that they could make that these were people were primed for martyrdom, and then now they go and do this. And when I say they, it could literally just be honestly, there's really no connecting the dots on this one, guys. We have a young man who was radicalized some way, shape, or form. He was probably self-radicalized. They start to fall into their own ideas. They start to believe their own bullshit. They start to drink the Kool-Aid, from the left, from the right, from the centrists, from the Antifas. They start to do all that stuff, right? And then next thing you know, they start to like truly believe, like at like a religious level, that they're going to do something. They're fine. That's it. I'm going to do something. And they snap. And there's nothing you can say because they truly believe in what they're doing. And they snap. Not like a crazy person, but by like somebody who is now flipped the switch and living in a world of their own creation. Not like crazy, not like stray jacket, not like institutional, but they just have this belief system. All right, guys, if you want any more of this, you got to put out. You got what you wanted. You got what you wanted. The thing, believe it, that thing is hot. It gets your head hot. If you ever want to stay warm, wrap your head in aluminum foil. It works. Um, you know, oh, and so digging into this underbelly, getting into this stream, this massive river of sentiment, underneath that slick water is kind of scary because there's information out there that kind of will blow your mind. Now, a lot of people, one of the things that you guys need to understand is how these people think. Okay. I'm going to, I can make this look differently. I know I can make this look differently. How do I make this look differently? Um, you can, Charlie Kirk, was the founder of Turning Point USA. He kind of emerged as a pivotal figure um, in like mobilizing young conservatives, evangelicals, and he's challenging or challenged the widespread frustration into a kind of a potent political force, through campus events, uh, rallies, and his podcast. He built a multi-million follower empire that amplified grievances over what he and his supporters saw as cultural overreach, which it really is, forced diversity initiatives in education and workplaces. Um, perceived erosion of the Christian values in public life. Yes, these are all things that are true, and I'm not even religious. These are truthful things. And the progressive policies on gender, sexuality, immigration that many viewed as an assault on traditional norms. Now, he was the catalyst. He was what you know all of this kind of resonated deeply with the average citizens that um, they're feeling alienated by rapid social change, from social curricula or the LGBTQ plus topics to corporate DEI quotas. Kirk kind of derailed the sexual anarchy, and a liberal indoctrination. Um, his rhetoric, and when I say rhetoric, I don't mean it in a pejorative term. But his rhetoric often framed these battles as spiritual warfare with Democrats, kind of embodying everything that God hates, which I hate to say it, but according to the Bible, those are things that God actually hates. Kind of fueling a sense of righteous anger that galvanized a lot of the turnouts for the 2024 election, and obviously beyond. Because it's yeah. Now, the anger that Kirk actually helped to surface with DEI, as diversity or discriminatory, reverse racism, attacks on religion via, the secular mandates and broader left-wing exercises like um, open borders and gender ideology, kind of reflects a deeper social rift. Um, that hate to say this, but there are polls out there that actually show that what they would call a plurality of Americans, basically 40%, 40% now believe um, civil war is somewhat or very likely within the next decade. You know, um, Democrats are a little bit more pessimistic than the Republicans. Economic strains, including stagnant wages. I mean, the list goes on. But there's actually a recorded higher percentage of people that think that civil war could be on the table. Now, it wouldn't look like what we might think that it would look like. It would look very different. It would look very different. And the question you have to ask is civil war or a revolution on the rise? The signs kind of point to escalating low-level conflict, but not as eminent as like the 1860s style um, conflagration. Potential violence has spiked over 250 threats against local officials in the early 2025 alone. That's up 9% from 2024, alongside assassinations like Kirk's. The near miss on Trump, the far right preppers stockpile arms for societal upset, while left lean accelerations eye revolutionary via unrest. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. And so, looking at some of the data, the it's kind of scary because it exists. People are talking about it. People are thinking about it. Obviously, I put a poll question in there for you guys. If you notice the thumbnail for this video, that was a real poll that was done 14 hours ago. That's crazy. Those numbers are crazy, crazy. But on our little poll with 16 votes, if you haven't done it yet, the question is, how likely is a U.S. civil war or revolution in this next decade? And 56% of you say very likely, tensions are high. Somewhat likely, divisions are growing, 31%. So that's 87% of you think there's a good chance something's going to go down. You're not saying, I mean, I'm not saying that 86% of you are saying, yeah, it's definitely going to go down. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that 86% of you have a positive view that either civil war or revolution, whatever that looks like, and many of you say that revolution is what we're in right now. But what did I say? 50, 60, 70, what, 88% of you? 88% of you. That's a huge number. That's a huge number. That actually aligns with the poll that I used, or that I found and then used as the thumbnail for this video. It's pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful. But, looking at some of the science behind all of these, like trying to figure out what people think and so on and so forth. We've got some information. It's basically broken into the factors that set things off, the evidence of any rising risk, and what we're going to call countervailing forces. Now, in the factor column, it's political violence. Political violence. The Kirk assassination, 2024 Trump attempt, rising threats to officials, 9% year over year. 9% year over year, people believe that we're getting closer to a civil war or revolution. But the countervailing forces to that is that there's been no coherent mass movements, fragmented extremists, e.g., militias, more performative than organized. And see that I don't even trust that data, because when's the last time you guys saw a militia on the news? When's the last time anybody's actually said the word militia on a YouTube video or live stream? You see what I'm saying? It's pretty insane that after Biden became president, started going after all these people, that all the militias. You think they were people that knew each other. They were people that like broke bread with each other. They probably went to the same church. Um, they didn't just stop hanging out. At the minimum, it was like lay low for a while and let's stop wearing camouflage. Um, so they didn't just disappear. They just went underground. Um, another factor is polarization. 40% see civil war as likely. 40% of the nation see, this is both left and right, see civil war as likely. Either be over ethical or ideological agendas. You know, between everything from immigration to DEI. You know what I'm saying? It's all the stuff that's in the news that we just like talk about, regurgitate, whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? And then the countervailing forces to that is that um, there's a lot of what's called status quo bias, and I also think that um, status quo bias is probably what is a very strong factor that keeps us from grabbing our battle rifles and heading someplace. You know what I'm saying? I think that that status quo bias, which basically means it's the status quo. This is going to happen. It happens every 4 years, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? But with Kirk, this changed the game. This changed everything. This 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 could have given the green light to those that want political violence to be used against those that have been torturing the nation for the last 4 years before Trump. Yeah, it could be. Justification, retribution. You know what I'm saying? Is force justified? Some might believe that it is. Some might believe that it is. But the status quo bias, basically most prioritize strawberries over strife. You know, then there's economic interdependence, so which is a completely different animal, but it is something that is very, very possible. Something that's very, very possible. Um, and then one of the other factors is simple institutional decay. We've been watching the government, decay for a long time. We've been watching our the economy decay, the workforce decay. Everything has been decaying. It's like we are Rome. You know what I'm saying? Um, but in that line of institutional decay, you have the DEI backlash. You have the debt to wealth gap. Uh, you know, um, uh, and if you ever have a chance to go look at something called Dalio's model, you might want to go look at that. It can kind of explain a few of these things. But the countervailing forces are that robust debate. You know, there is unfortunately some MAGA infighting over foreign policy. It shows, believe it or not, healthy dissent. But unfortunately, that's just 8 people in the House of Representatives. So I don't think that that's, while it's healthy dissent, I don't think that that's really going to be doing anything for us. Guys, the chat has kind of gone, it kind of got dead, and I have not played a commercial yet. So you guys might want to jump in there and pump that thing up. If you love your country, put one in the chat. America. Yeah, I'm still going to drink some coffee. I'm going to talk some smack. I'm going to read you some educational stuff because it's important that you understand what is actually happening. Commercial. Chuck's like, commercial! Okay, commercial time.
What's on your leg?
So Daniel Saxton sent in a pretty detailed drawing here, and I was like, let me see if I can make that. So I made that, and now I'm trying it.
Because that's what we do around here.
That's what we do around here. Capability march. So I've got a bare minimum inner. I've got a SAM splint, a couple of cravats.
In that?
In here. Yep, plus
You
tourniquet.
got a splint inside there?
Plus shears. Yep. And
Wow.
So philosophy of use is chainsaw work, lineman, rappelling. Basically, the air fac. Thanks, Daniel Saxton. If you work in the air or you work around a chainsaw, boom, I got stuff right here. Probably gonna add another strap right here.
Yeah.
2 leg straps to it. But just playing right now. Just over there, bothering the people in
Wait,
the sew shop.
did you sew that?
Yeah, that's why I put it there. I'd see.
What?
I made that. I put my own label on it.
Well, now you have the pocket organizer. That was your last little project that turned into something everybody loved.
Yep.
And now we've got this, the possible air
There's
fac.
something else I'm working on too, but we can't talk about it yet.
Okay, guys, as usual, hopefully you enjoy that. If you guys didn't know this, this channel is the #1 affiliate for the Refuge Medical Company. They make awesome, awesome products. There is a link in the description. It's expensive, so you can save some money. Yes, I will make 32 cents every time you spend $1 million. With that said, I do owe you a video that I will try and knock out today. I can't promise you anything, but I've been a little bit busy. So also to our new members, you guys probably are noticing that there are some special icons that some special emojis that you have access to. So use those whenever you want to. I'm noticing that some didn't, but that's probably because they don't know that they're there. Anyway, so getting back on track here. Getting back on track. Public sentiment is a factor. Yes, Ian. Yes, Ian. He is. Public sentiment is a factor. Now, there's been a lot of posts on X about the new civil war, It's basically over ideologies, justice, and even in the prepper communities, we're seeing these things. And the funny thing is when you when these areas of social media are polled, in the specifically in the prepper communities, the majority, over 60%, reject any type of violence. Um, and they want to focus on elections over arms. You know, the people that do the things that we do, that live in the space that we live in, that stack the cans and the beans. You know what I'm saying? Who genuinely don't want to have to go to war. Generally don't want um, generally don't want violence. And but it's kind of scary because we spend a lot of time preparing for those things. So it's not new to us. It's not this, oh, well, I guess I have to learn how to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's it's scary for us because if you've been training, you know what you're capable of. If you've been training, you know what you will have to do at the minimum to defend your family. You know what I'm saying? But the very so crazy and out of whack, um, because there's always the not knowing what's going to happen factor, that seems to be ingrained in the prepper community when we start to talk about the things that affect our world. And our world is simple. We just want to live free. We want to live in a way where it's not government intrusive. We don't have a problem paying our taxes as long as you don't not taking all of our damn money. We want our kids to grow up and be free and not have to worry about what color hair people wear or the words that they say, they, them, whatevers. Those are the things that most people in the preparedness space actually want. But it is interesting that there are a lot of things, but a full scale war, if they were to ever go that, be dumb enough to push it that far, because I'm telling you right now, there's so many people that I'm seeing right now they're cleaning their guns. They're making sure things work right, and they never did that before. They never made videos about it. They never came out and openly said that. They never used their platform for those things. We've got people that are like music artists that are basically saying, "Hey, let me know when, where. I'll be there. No problem." Um, we got people that are kind of coming out of the woodwork that would never say any of these kind of things, saying those things that are openly pointing towards some kind of physical, violent infighting within the United States, whatever kind of label you try to put on it. It's absolutely crazy. But, a full scale war would likely kind of manifest as more of an insurgency, guerrilla attacks, state successions, kind of California kind of flirting with an exit right now. It's like, really? You think that you're going to give away, you're just going to leave the United States when we have like major naval installations in your, yeah, you're not going anywhere, Florida. We'll just put you under federal control and that'll be it. But the economic or even economic sabotage, rather than like really pitched battles, kind of Kirk's uh, it, his legacy is it underscores the flashpoint. His death has uh, basically as a martyrdom, could radicalize the youth, but it might also prompt de-escalation if leaders like Trump emphasize unity. Um, revolution feels more plausible as a color revolution. If you guys don't know what that is, you might want to check it out because we're almost in a color revolution right now. And one might say we are. One might say we are, but this style of upheaval, bottom up, via protests or even voter revolts, but only if like the economic pain, like food shortages or the climate policy fights, those things would be what tip the scales. Unfortunately, the left would love to see some kind of climatic, uh, not like chlamydia, but like climate. They would love to see some kind of climate event that they could say, "Oh, see, we need climate control." It's like, really? How do you? I have climate control. I set my thermostat to 74 degrees. Or if we were in a situation where there was no food or we had to go on lockdown. Gee, doesn't this all sound familiar? If we had a situation like that, the left would love those things because then it's like, then they can point to the person or people in charge and say how badly they failed. You see what I'm saying? We felt some of this before, and this is what I wanted you guys to understand. We've been through this before. You cannot forget the crap that they put us through because they wanted their own little revolution. They wanted their own little total control. And if we had not did what we did in November, then yeah, we could literally be looking at that kind of stuff. Well, the U.S. has fault lines too. It's like DEI, is a symbol of kind of like elite overreach. Religions are under siege. But the resilience lies in its revolutionary spirit. We are revolution. Americans are revolutionaries. That's how we got our country. You know, but messy debates messy debates, not muskets. You know what I'm saying? To avoid this brink, um, maybe prioritize some reforms like we're doing now. Like electoral integrity, and maybe some debt reduction. I know there's a lot of Ron Paul guys out there, Ron and Rand, that would love to see debt reduction. But otherwise, the anger Kirk's death ignited, can simmer towards something uglier, and we need to be very, very aware of it. All right, let's go ahead and check the polls, guys. In the polls, the question is, and now would be the time to do this because we're going to go to the chat here real quickly, and then we're gonna put a bow on this little thing and be done with it. So the question is, how likely is a U.S. civil war or revolution in the next decade? 55% say very likely, tensions are boiling. 25% say somewhat likely, 15% say unlikely, and 5% say impossible, no real threat. But still, that's still 50, 60, 70, 80% of you, according to this poll, believe that at the minimum, something is likely, and divisions are growing. Divisions are growing. All right, so we're going to go to the chat here real quick here. We're going to go past all those ones you guys threw down there. Bear's the best, genuine man. Let's see here. Tuck says, Rose, I think he means alternative food sources, i.e. homegrown versus supermarket. I don't even know what I was, what the hell was I talking about? Show Intel says, Trump is going to the UK. I think they will talk about defense, and they're going to sign the agreement to accelerate the development of nuclear power. Yes. Yes, yes, they want to use some of the technologies. Rose said, that is good. Just hoped not moving towards solvent green. Yes, believe it or not, you guys can actually buy solvent green. It's on Amazon. Not a joke. It's high in protein. And yes, of course, boom. Yeah, there we go. Make 1984 fiction again. There we go. I thought this shirt was suiting for this particular live stream. Let's see. It's going to be a 10 plus billion dollar agreement in the U.S. There you go. Tuck says it'll be like the Division 2, but everywhere and with more robot dogs. I hope not. Rose says we had so haters that ran away to other parts of the world and are continuing to spout their voices even louder, making no sense and no actual evidence. Yeah, the Rosie O'Donnells of the world, they're pretty much jokes. They're jokes. You know, they've got the money to go where they want to go. They have a platform that they can yippity yap on, but nobody is actually, it's like, what is it? What was it? Was it Robert De Niro who, basically F Trump, and now look at him. Now it's like he's been relegated to like this nobody. I'll be surprised if he's even getting any more movie deals, but who knows? Rose says, where are we at here? Chuck says, a climate crisis like that bleaching of coral reefs, which turned out to be caused by pollution shed by major coastal cities. Interesting. Yeah. Show and Tell says the color revolutions are a series of largely nonviolent protests and uprisings that took place in the post-Soviet states and the Balkans in the early 21st century, characterized by each movement. Show and Tell also says continues adopting a signature color or flower. These protests aim to challenge authoritarian regimes and promote democratic reforms. But many people forget about the color revolution in what is it? Egypt, I believe. No, was it Egypt? Where's that? Where's that? It's the one Obama supported. If division keeps growing, there will be some kind of event. Unfortunately, it's true. It's true. But that event could also be the business has a lot to do. You remember when this crap started with the guy's cake business that didn't want to make a cake for a gay couple. You guys remember that? How many years ago? How many years ago? And then it morphed into what it was before 2026 or 2025. I'm so glad that it's been squashed. But um, that's their goal. That's their effort. And at a certain point, that division could be in the business world where it is now. You hear about all these businesses getting rid of all their DEI initiatives and stuff like that. In that video that came out yesterday where somebody made a compilation video of all the people that were posting on TikTok about being fired because they celebrated Charlie Clark's death. The guy who built from scratch, his own words, quote fingers. He built from scratch, Microsoft's DEI unit. Yeah, he was fired. Gee. I think at a certain point, businesses were like, yeah, we're kind of done with this. This is a great opportunity to get rid of this guy. Yeah, I think that's probably what happened. Let's see here. I was referencing a back comment by Doug Baum. Gotcha. No, not the robot dogs. Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These people become so inconsequential that it's almost like, are they just trying to people in show business? They either work or they fade away with elegance. Anything else is like nutbaggery stuff. It's just crazy. And everybody knows it. So, I didn't even say or imply her I didn't even say or imply her name. Junta says, I copied that. I was wondering if that was what you were talking about. That guy was funny. The Microsoft crybaby. Yes. Yes. When I put that inside um, the members only Discord. That's right, we have a members only Discord. If you're not a member, you need to sign up. Don't be slackers. Um, but yeah, and I hate seeing these people like losing their jobs. But I also, once again, remember things like when they were firing nurses and doctors because they refused to take the jab. When companies were firing employees because they refused to take the jab. And then we find out later on, we find out years down the road, it was all 100% illegal. That even the military, it's like, why? Why do we have to, why do people, I hate to say this, but why do these radical leftist nutbags, they're not even Democrats anymore. I don't even know what to call them. Why is it that we have to like step over the line for these people into their crazy world and not like immediately, whoa, that's wrong, push back? No, no, all the normal people, all the people that live within a, a normal modern society, you know what I'm saying, where the rule of law actually has an effect and people are generally nice to each other. Why do all these people have to take a nosedive into their crap for years on end? And the answer is because they found a way to weaponize the legal system so that they don't have to stay under their rocks. They can bring their crazy out into the real world. And I think that that's one of the things that we're actually seeing with all these people being fired. Now, will they get jobs elsewhere? I hope so. Hopefully their jobs were skills. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm positive that anybody on the corporate level that basically I guarantee during their onboarding that there was some piece of paper they signed that said if you ever make our company look bad, you got to go. No questions asked, you know. Okay, Tuck V says sometimes people get hoisted by their own petard. You could say retard. And right now, the communists are looking pretty petarded. Rose says, when and why have we lost the right to refuse medical treatment? Why should we have to go to court to mandate our rights? Because of uh, um, lawfare. Because the people on the left that's their go-to. That's their go-to because they don't care if they win or lose. They definitely want to win, you know. Will they be angered by the loss? Yeah, but they don't care if they lose because they know that they're putting you through the ringer. That's their mentality. That's their mentality. Okay, so let's see here. Yep, we're rolling up on that 1 hour mark. Once again, guys, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Make sure you hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. Share this video if you want people to get this perspective. Maybe you have some left-wing friends that don't understand how dumb their side. This thing that they did was so dumb that maybe they don't understand it. Maybe they need to hear it from a different person. Yeah, it's going to be about it. No live stream on Thursday, but I'm sorry, no live stream on Friday, but tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. No, wait a minute. 3:30 at 3:30 in the afternoon. I'll be interviewing a gentleman from the UK who has actually like a prepper business there in the UK, and we're going to be talking about all the stuff that's going on over there. All right, guys, that's going to be about it. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I shall see you when I see you. Bye-bye. That one.